good about it after it was over. It was thank you to Juan for doing all the hard work. And it was just all around a great birthday weekend.
Congrats to both of you guys.
Thank you.
This truly was a group celebration in terms of everybody celebrating you, all your friends, loved ones. A triumph by Juan.
Yes.
Pulling the whole thing off.
Yes.
I mentioned this, first of all, that you had the guest book.
Correct.
You had everybody sign in the guest book. And
Most people did, yeah.
Most people did. And I realized too late that as I was writing in the guest book,
yes,
the edible really kicked in.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was one point later where Bergman was signing the guest book, and I started flipping through it because I could not remember
if you had signed it.
If I had signed it.
Yep.
Then I did see it, confirmed that I saw it, and what I said, and I don't think I said it quite as eloquently as I would have liked because, again, the edible kicked in.
Sure.
But, you have not been shy, Mace, about your love of the spotlight, attention. You like being the center of everything. I don't think I'm speaking out of school with saying this.
No.
And I said in your guest book, whenever you feel that need for attention, the craving of attention, you should think back to this night where everybody was there with you in that spotlight.
Yes.
I mean, that is love, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, I did. There was a moment there. Well, first of all, Ireland said really nice things, and then I got up and said some things, and I just felt like, wow, this is 60 years. And there were people, I will tell you that, and by the way, hi, Emily.
Hi, Mace.
Hi,
I'm sorry
Brian.
I missed your party.
Yeah, both you guys did.
Yeah.
Brian, you were a little under the weather.
A little was recovering all week, still feeling bad. So I
You
didn't
were
wanna risk
missed.
it.
Everybody was asking, where's Brian Cohen?
I was super bummed. I was honestly very bummed I missed out.
Yeah.
Too, so.
And Em, you were...
I was in Orlando, so my sister got her match for residency,
Oh,
and she went
wow.
to UCF, and so went to Universal Studios and went to Walt Disney World.
Very nice.
And yeah, all big packed weekend.
So you partied your own way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little different.
It was really good. Somebody texted me and said, I met the guy that cut your hair. I met your agent. I met your trainer. It's so damn. You basically met everybody. Team Mace, and of course the CEO of Team Mace is Juan.
Maybe she was there and I did not see her. Sue?
Sue was there.
I
Oh
did
yeah,
not
Sue
see
was.
Sue.
She was tearing it up that night.
Okay,
Yeah, she was there.
I'd wanted to say hi to her. Mike Thompson was there.
Mike Thompson.
I'd
yes.
not seen Mike Thompson in a long time.
The great Jacob Imrani was
Yes.
there. His lovely wife Naku was there. It was just a beautiful. I got very emotional because I'll tell you this story. So when we were, and by the way, Lincoln Riley's going to call any minute. Until then, I'm going to tell stories.
He was not there.
He was not. Lincoln did not make the party. So Carlo Cicchetto was an intern for John and I back in the 90s, and we were doing that TV show on Fox Sports West. And so we'd go to commercial break, and Carlo would get up and do news stand-ups. Because we had the camera, we had everything ready to go. We were at commercial. He would get up and do a fake news story. And over a period of time, he did so many of these that he put them into a reel and ended up going from town to town until finally winding up at Channel 8 in San Diego, where he has been there almost 20 years now.
Speaking of news staples, Alex was there.
Alex Michelson was there. Great guy. Fantastic
I
guy.
told him, my parents every year, they visit for a couple months a year to get out of the St. Louis cold. They do this timeshare in Balboa. And my mom she watches a lot of local news when she's here. She's a big fan of Alex.
I love the local news. I watch a lot of the local news. I watch Alex a lot. I watch Pat Harvey a lot, but I like having the local news on. I gave up all cable news, and I'm watching just local news.
Yeah, she is he has that 80-year-old Jewish Midwesterner woman
Locked down
that demo. The
nice.
very valuable demo.
Nice.
That I know
that
Alex
is a good demo.
Seeking out in Southern
That
California.
is a good demo. Very good.
Yeah. Good.
So, Em, I got a question for you. How did we get Lincoln Riley? Did they come to us? Did we go to them? I don't actually know.
It's as much of a mystery to me. I was put on an email earlier today, so it's mysterious but important. But I think he's doing some media availability, and he's doing our Trojans Live, which we'll be able to listen to later today,
Okay.
after all of our amazing programming today.
Yep.
And so it just kind of came to us through many things.
So Bergman, do you know how did we wind up with Lincoln Riley coming on today? Was it? Did we ask him or did he ask us?
Trojans Live is back this week.
Okay.
So it's actually going to
The Lakers?
No, after the USC women's game.
Okay.
So after that will be the Trojans Live. So he's doing Trojans Live right now. When he's off of that, he's going to come on and talk to you. So
Is he
help
in the
promote
next
Trojans
room?
Live. No, not in person.
Oh, okay, not
We're
in
just
person.
recording.
I
it in
didn't,
the other
because
room.
I was in there and I was like, I didn't see Lincoln Riley anywhere. So
You missed him. He
Yeah.
was sitting right next to you.
So
I know you're blind, but I mean, come on.
I texted you this over the weekend, but my mom said to me, "Wow, Greg's girlfriend Jean is a knockout." I
That's
love
right.
that she used the word knockout.
Knockout.
Thank
That
you.
is
She
like
is.
from another era. But she is a knockout.
She's
she
got
looks,
some
She looked
gams.
fantastic.
Yeah, she looked great, and she always looks great.
Yeah, she always
But
does.
she loves. She comes to me and says, "Mace's mom, Donna, remembered me. That's amazing."
Yeah.
She was so happy that she just remembered.
Yeah, you guys just had your 1 year, right?
Yeah, we're actually leaving on Thursday to go to Carmel for our 1 year anniversary trip.
Wow. What are you going to do up in Carmel? You know, it's very dog friendly. You could bring Lola up there.
Lola
they
is
love
not
dogs.
good with other
no?
dogs, so that's
Not good with other dogs.
right. Hey, but your party was a lot of fun.
Thank you, man.
Hung out with Andy too. I think I heard a little bit. You were talking about like the signing of it.
He signed his name and then it just sort of trailed off at the end because he had the gummies.
Yeah, well, you may recall when you and Gene were signing, I was flipping through the book because I could not remember if I had signed it or not because the edible had really kicked in by that point, and I wanted to make sure that I had signed it. And I kept frantically going through the guest book looking for what I wrote to Mace, and then I realized it was in the other. There was two guest books.
Yes.
Yeah, there was two, and it was also what next to what me and Gene signed was DeAndre Hawkins.
I was going to.
What
bring
did
this up.
DeAndre write?
DeAndre-
I've not had a chance to look at the guest books yet.
So the entire page was just like "Happy Birthday, Mace" from DeAndre Hawkins. That's it. It's the entire page
And
the whole thing.
he has like DeAndre
Chicken scratch.
DeAndre is a really bright guy.
He is.
All of that.
He is.
He has the handwriting of a 5-year-old.
Is that right?
It was amazing. Just go searching through
I'm
it. You'll
going
find.
to.
If you had told me that DeAndre's 5-year-old son, that to the best of my knowledge doesn't even exist,
Yep.
that he had written that message to you, like on behalf of his dad,
Yeah.
I would have believed it.
That's funny. Now, I don't think anybody's got good handwriting anymore, though, do they? Like I
writes? Who
totally
actually writes things anymore?
writes
I'm
things?
going to
type
show
everything.
you.
What pisses me off is that when I was in like fourth grade, we got grades high, medium, and low, and I got all highs except for one low, and it was
Penmanship.
handwriting. I'm like, that handwriting is screwing me
They
up,
always
Miss
called it
Baden.
penmanship. back
Does
then.
nothing for you anymore.
Penmanship, exactly.
All right,
It's
great time.
completely
And
useless
happy
skill.
birthday, Mace. It was a lot of fun.
Great. Thanks, Bergman.
Thank
it was
you.
great to see you. Thanks for
Great
coming.
to see you too. And here's Em again.
All right. So anyway, by the way, last people standing. A lot of people on the Instagram are asking who are the last people standing. So we went to 1:30. The last people standing. My friends Shane and Morgan, they were there. Cappy and Rachel were there. Deacon Fry and his friend Cameron were there. O'Shea was there. And Brother Chris Ward was there.
Yes.
And Brother Chris Ward, where he goes, he brings the party.
Yes, he does.
Shay and I got to laughing so much about the movie The Shining.
It is hilarious.
So
Half Ryan. That's how I
yeah,
describe it.
definitely not meant. But we were talking about. I always felt so bad for Scatman Crothers in The Shining. Do you remember Scatman Crothers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Scatman Crothers goes. He leaves them at the Overlook Hotel, and he goes wherever for the winter on vacation. And then he gets a call, and there's trouble. And so Scatman Crothers gets on a snowplow, and he starts driving.
Well, he's communicating with Danny, remember? Because Danny's one of the people that can shine.
Right, exactly. So he's driving along, and they keep cutting away to him. There he is driving the snowplow. There he is driving the snowplow. Something happens. There he is driving the snowplow. He's on the way. Walks in the door, bam, gets an axe in the belly. It's over. I was like, why did they go to all that trouble with the Scatman part of the movie? But it was a great... We were talking about apex moments. That was Scatman Crothers' apex moment.
I always remember him from The Shining, and remember the movie version of The Twilight Zone?
Oh,
There was the episode where they had a bunch of the old folks in the old folks' home, and they become young again, and Scatman Crothers always wanted to play Kick the Can. He was really into playing Kick the Can.
Best episode of the Twilight. Now I'm just rolling. Best episode of the Twilight Zone.
Can I get your live Bergman and I both took photos of this. Can I get your live reaction to DeAndre's handwriting? Because I've got a photo of it.
Oh, you've got to. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I want to see. You took a photo. Oh, my God. What is he in 4th grade? It does look like a 4th grader.
Oh,
maybe even a 2nd grader.
Yes.
Happy B-Day, Mace. And he took up a whole page, too. And by the way, he put an exclamation point after his name. DeAndre Hawkins. That is awesome. Oh, DeAndre. He's a great guy.
Oh, look, man.
Fantastic guy.
I love DeAndre. He's great at his job. I love when he sometimes runs the board for Lakers Talk with me and Funchy. Like, I love having him in there. And again, like I said, really bright guy. This is shockingly bad.
It is shocking. It is shocking. We'll have to hit up DeAndre on that subject. So, Em, should we break? Should we come back?
How about let's break? I think he's still talking on you on Trojans Live.
Okay.
Which you can listen to later today.
Yep.
So let's break, and I think he'll be here on the other side.
Okay, cool. Coming up next for you is Lincoln Riley, head coach of the USC Trojans, Mason in Ireland. Andy's in for John. 710 ESPN. You know what time it is?
Chumba.
It is game time. Are you ready to chumba? At Chumba Casino, the action never stops. Play online social casino games anytime, anywhere for free. No purchase necessary. Your playbook is stacked. Think bingo and solitaire and slots, so much more. Hundreds of games. You will never run out of action. Here's the kicker. They're dropping fresh games every single week. It's like a highlight reel of fun ready for you to tackle. Plus, free daily login bonuses and a sweet welcome bonus when you join. Play for free. Take your shot. You could redeem some awesome prizes. What are you waiting for? The clock is ticking and the game is on. It is time to
Chumba.
head to ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com. Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply. Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah. Tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Don't navigate the legal system alone. Hey, it's Travis. At the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand, they will fight tirelessly to get you the max compensation you deserve. Joe and his team understand the emotional and financial toll that an injury can take on you and your life. Call 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand have helped thousands of people like you recover millions of dollars in settlements and verdicts. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. Your recovery is their priority.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Don't miss voting on our GAFOTE, ending today at midnight. You're invited to join ESPN LA and BBGO today between 2 and 5 p.m. at the Ralphs in Long Beach, 6290 East Pacific Coast Highway. Cast your vote on site today for the GAFOTE at LakersGaFote.com. Come see Laker legends Byron Scott and AC Green, grab some delicious bites from the BBGO food truck, and enter to win Lakers tickets. Join ESPN LA today from 2 to 5 at Ralph's in Long Beach. Don't miss out.
You're checking out the Waba Grill Lunch Hour here on Mason and Ireland.
Sup, people?
Why do they grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. Their Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins, fresh steamed vegetables, and signature sauces. Download the Waba Rewards app today or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you. Just like Mason and Ireland are for you.
Tell me if I'm weird here. Don't answer that question.
You're weird.
I knew that was coming.
The Waba Grill Lunch Hour rolls on right now.
Hi, Mason in Ireland. Andy A USC grad is in the house. Couple of Trojan fans here, and we are joined by the head coach of the USC Trojans, Lincoln Riley. Coach, oh, that's not Coach. Hang on a second. My buttons. There we go. Hey, Coach.
Doing great. We're doing.
Thank you very much for coming on. Appreciate it a lot. Hey, you know what question I got a lot on Twitter when people found out I was having you on is the USC program has added a general manager. His name is Chad Bowden. He comes over from Notre Dame. What does a general manager do? Because this is kind of a new concept in college football.
Yeah, no, this was it was a really important hire for our program. This was probably the longest kind of job search, hiring search that I'd ever been involved with, and but feel like we landed on the perfect guy. And yes, our game has obviously changed, so much over the last few years with all the new rules and all the new kind of policies and procedures. But essentially, a general manager at the college level functions very similar to a general manager now at the NFL level in terms of taking a very leading role in building a roster, in recruiting, as we move towards revenue share, which starts this summer, where the schools will directly be paying our players. You have managing the salary cap. How much do you pay this player? How do you structure this contract? And so, really it had become where, if you didn't have this position or kind of the infrastructure around it, the coaches were spending more time kind of playing general manager than actually getting a chance to coach. And so this is important because we added the person who I feel like is the best one in the business. But on top of that, it frees up, this great coaching staff that we've worked hard to put together. It frees these people up to put their time into coaching and developing the guys that are on our roster right now. And so it's really a win-win for our program.
Along those lines, you've talked before pretty candidly about the difficulties of navigating these new waters in the NIL era. You've got this GM now in the fold, and the 2026 recruiting class has been considered number one by a lot of different places. Like, does that give you confidence about the school's ability to compete at the highest level in this new world?
It sure does. I've always had confidence in that, or I wouldn't have taken this job. But to see it start to come to fruition is a great thing. And I think it's, I think people are excited about, where this program's headed, excited about our new facility, our staff, our recruiting, all of it. And that obviously is important to getting the resources to being able to have a championship caliber roster. And so it's just, there's so much momentum behind this place right now, behind this program, that I think a lot of people are feeling it. These recruits are feeling it. Our supporters are feeling it. Our staff feels it. And it's a lot of fun right now. It is. And when you can bring in quality people, like Chad and again, the rest of the people that we've brought in around him to really build up that department, it just makes the thing go better and better.
How is it dealing with the transfer portal? Because I look at it, it feels like it's open more than it's closed. Like, for example, it's open between the end of the season and bowl games, which is crazy to me. If you could wave a magic wand and control the transfer portal, how often would it be open?
Oh, I think it should be open once, is my opinion. Now, the hard thing is, like, where do you put it? Because the natural questions is, you're trying to run a sport, but you also have academic semesters, and that's the problem, is those things at times kind of work against each other. And so, if you put it at the end of the season, the question has been, well, how do you get guys in school in time to have them for spring? My gut is eventually it's gonna be a spring portal at some point, and spring football might get pushed into kind of the OTA world, like kind of more early summer than in the spring when you actually get your full roster together. So it'll be interesting how it unfolds. I mean, it's getting a lot of comments right now. The basketball portal just opened,
Yep.
And here we are right in the middle of the NCAA tournament. I mean, which makes no sense, but that's the problem, is you've got these academic semesters that are kind of battling these playing seasons. So there's not a great answer. There's not like an obvious no-brainer answer, and we're going to have to continue to work together to find the one that fits the best.
With some time and distance from last season, what are some of the things that you look back at most where you've learned, like in terms of ways to move forward, improvements you could make, things that you thought really went well, all of that stuff?
There was a lot of both, honestly. I mean, the team. I think the competitiveness and the toughness and edginess of our team was a massive step towards what we want to be as a program, and kind of what I envisioned of the SC program, before I was ever a part of it. I always felt from afar there was an edginess and toughness about this place when it was really good, and I thought our team last year displayed that a lot. Hence, just how many times we put ourselves into positions to win. The natural thing when you leave last year is like, all right, well, we gotta finish better. We had obviously so many games that went right down to the wire, and one of only a handful of teams in the country that led in the fourth quarter of every game we played but one. And so, I mean, it's. But I think my experience and being a part of some of the teams that I've been lucky enough to be a part of tells me, to win those close games, you just got to keep getting better at every part. Every part of it counts. How you play in the first quarter, how you play in the second quarter, how you play defense, how you play offense, how you play special teams. We're taking steps, and we just got to keep going. And we just have to keep going as a program and keep improving all parts. And but there's definite progress. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot to learn from, and a lot that I feel like we're going to have a chance to really take a step forward in this coming season.
So I was at most of the home games last year, and I mean, you were talking about how close. I mean, some of these games were just like agonizingly close. It feels like you were like 7 or 8 points away from the college football playoff. What did you guys and what did your team learn about finishing games, specifically about finishing games?
Well, you have to be at your best in the end of those, and when you play a schedule like we played, listen, there's going to be some of those, and you've got to rise up, and you've got to be able to make those key plays. And a lot of times, it's not making a superhuman play; it's just doing something within, just making a good, solid football play, good, solid decisions in those moments. And then the other part of it is when you really step up and become a great team. You don't miss those opportunities earlier in those games to separate, where then maybe the game at the very end doesn't come down to just one play or one official's call or whatever it is. And so, as much as I look back and like, man, yeah, you could change a couple of those plays, late in games, sure, we would have been, right there. But there's also honestly probably a bigger part of me that's like, man, a lot of those games we had opportunities to really distance ourselves, and we missed some of those opportunities. And so, I think it's teachable for the leaders. It's always teachable for the staff and how you approach the team and how you continue to build it. But no, you got to keep putting yourself there. You got to keep separating when you get the chance, and then when you have the really great years, as you find a way to win a couple of those close ones, and things get rolling pretty quick from a momentum standpoint.
You've had some really incredible quarterbacks over the course of your career.
Amazing, yeah.
Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Caleb Williams. And last season was one where, not taking anything away from Miller or Jaden as far as they're obviously good quarterbacks, but they're not at least yet considered on the level of like a number one overall pick caliber quarterback. What are some of the things that you learn either about the game or yourself as a coach, strategy, creativity, specifically with a quarterback at that level as opposed to some of the other guys that I named?
Well, each one of those guys that you mentioned are different. They have different, supporting casts and skill sets around them. And it's always about, taking those 11 guys on the field and finding the best way to make it work. And so, we did some good things in that room at times. We weren't as consistent as we needed to be. And, you never want to have a quarterback change in the middle of the season. I mean, that's not how anybody ever draws it up, but that was just the way that it unfolded. So, I'm really excited about, the room right now. I thought Jaden, we won 3 of the 4 starts that he had. And honestly, he put us in pretty good position to win the one that we didn't win as well. And so, I think he's going to get better and better, but he made some just incredible plays in those games with pretty limited experience. So I think he's got a chance to take a big step up, and he has some real ability. And then excited about the guys that we added, and Hassan Longstreet and Sam Heward. I feel like that room has a chance to be a deeper. I think it's already a more talented room than the room the year before, and we're going to have some real competition in there, which is always healthy for it. So, the room did some good things last year, but this is USC, and we expect the quarterback room here to be elite every single year, and that is absolutely the goal and the expectation coming up this year.
So do you have a sense for when you expect to name a starting quarterback? And the other part of the question is how do you know if a quarterback has it? You've had some quarterbacks that really have it. How do you know?
Oh man, it's a process to that. It's a process to knowing, how good they can be. I mean, I think you got to certainly believe in them and their skill sets and all that in the beginning, but then, a lot of it is their ability to stay hungry and to continue to improve no matter what successes or failures that they have. And if you got good skills and you keep getting better all the time, eventually you're going to play some really good ball. And so that's a part of it. I mean, certainly, with the room right now, I mean, Jaden's going to, go into spring certainly as a starter. I mean, that, he's played, he's the only one that's been here, knows the system and excited about how he's doing. And then we're going to throw those other guys in there and we're going to let them compete and then just kind of see how this thing plays out. But, I'm excited about the room. I am. It's a talented room. It's a hungry room. I think those guys are going to push each other, and the competition is always the best way to see what you have and to push people to get better. And that's what we believe in.
Just seeing that Sam Heward is the son of Damon Heward, nephew of Brock Heward, just makes me feel old. He's just crazy. When you see that type of lineage and the son of guys that you watched when you felt old at the time. You've been now at USC for a few years, and obviously you've been around college football for a while. But is there anything about the USC experience that surprised you?
Yeah, I think these things always do a little bit. You don't ever really know everything about a place, until you just, really get your boots on the ground and go to work. I mean, I knew this was going to be a unique job and a unique challenge, and it certainly has been that. But I love it. I do. Myself, my family, we love living in Los Angeles and in Southern California. Like, I love coaching here. Like, I probably enjoyed it even more than I thought I would. And so, it's an incredible place. I think you're seeing, kind of some of what's happened over the last several months. I mean, this place still has all the firepower in the world, and it's just a matter of time. And so I do. It's a special place. It's such a unique job. It's such a unique setting and a unique school, a unique football program. It's for kind of a lifer in the college business, and I gathered, had a chance to do it at a couple of pretty good places. This one really stands out, man. It's a special place, and one that everybody, whether you get to coach or play, football here at USC, man, that's pretty darn special. So, no, love it here, man, and excited for what's to come.
Last thing for you, no spring game this year. Talk about the decision, and obviously you guys are not the only ones to cancel a spring game. Talk about why and sort of the impact of that.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't so much. I know some people have made a big deal about, the people seeing your rosters and all that other stuff. Like, that to me, honestly, was not that big a deal. The bigger thing to me is just, how do we make these practices or these 15 opportunities that we get just the most productive for our team and what we need right now. And when we sat and looked at it, it was like, well, you typically have to use a practice to kind of prepare for the spring game. You got the spring game, which is kind of a watered down scrimmage. And for us, it just made more sense that we just need to work, and we can get so much more work done, on those days by just kind of hunkering down here on our own fields and just continuing to progress the team. And so, we made that decision, felt like it was the best thing for our roster. And, our job is to have a great team out here this fall, and we're going to make every decision that we can to get that done.
All right. Hey, listen, Coach, it's great having you on. I would love to have you back, during the course of the season. We're big USC fans here, obviously home of the Trojans. I'm at most of the home games. Andy's a grad. I mean, we would love to have you back anytime, man.
For sure. No, love to do it. Let's definitely make that happen, and appreciate you guys, man. Love having some fellow Trojan fans here and alumni, and we'll make that happen for sure.
All right, awesome. Hey, Lincoln, thanks for coming on, man.
Fight on, Coach.
Thanks, guys. Fight on.
There's Lincoln Riley, head coach of the USC Trojans. And by the way, Trojans Live featuring Lincoln will be on at 9:30 tonight after the USC women's basketball game, which I anticipate them winning by a lot.
Let's go.
Let's
Fight
go.
on.
Fight on is right.
They are really good.
They are so good. That first game, what did they win that thing? Like 78-25, I think.
By a lot, but Juju did give us a little heart attack when she rolled
I know,
her ankle.
when she rolled
but
her
she came
ankle.
back, so she's okay.
She is, by the way, like a true star.
Yes.
Because, like, my daughter, other than volleyball, is not interested in any sport at all, doesn't follow any of them. She knows who Juju Watkins is.
Yep.
She's a fan of Juju, I think, basically through social media, and just she is part of the culture.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is Juju has got a natural magnetism.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like in a movie, right? Somebody will always pull focus. Like, you'll always look at that person because Juju has that. She's got that it factor. That
She had a 100-foot Gatorade billboard or Nike billboard out here in downtown.
I know. She is going to definitely make some bank in her career, and again. The men's tournament is happening. I've watched a little bit of it, but I'm far more interested in the women's tournament this year.
I saw, by the way, too, that Caitlin Clark reached out to Juju, offering, I think, to when she's eventually in the W, to mentor her.
Oh,
and I believe
nice.
Juju said yes, which would be wise, because if anybody can understand what it means to have that many eyes on you as a women's basketball player, it would be Caitlin
No
Clark.
question. All right, Cappy O'Shea Jackson Jr. and producer Lindsay. You can join them for a special viewing of Monday Night Raw on April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. One grand prize of a pair of tickets to the big wrestling event in Las Vegas. RSVP for your spot at ESPNLA.com. Got to be present to win. Got to be 21 or older. Party, park, play. Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. All right, so we will spin the wheel of questions next. We will talk a little bit about the NCAA tournament, which is going on right now. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake. Because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hey, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, quote, inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage today at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. Now open 24/7. Enjoy Century Bar and Grill's flavorful menu for lunch or late-night dinners. Catch up with friends on game days while watching your favorite teams, or unwind and enjoy live music and crafted cocktails inside the Rays Lounge. Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino, located next to SoFi Stadium, the Forum, and the all-new Intuit Dome. Hollywood Park Casino must be 21 plus to enter. For more info, go to playhpc.com.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
And it is the biggest show on the radio, Mason and Ireland, here each weekday. You know what it's time for? What is this? It's time for Wheel of Questions. Producer Brian Cohen, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it, Jack.
Interesting.
That's a dumbass question.
What do you got there, Em?
I got a question, and maybe this is something that happened to me yesterday.
Okay.
I was on the tarmac at LAX for about 45 minutes after I had landed.
Oh,
so
that's no fun.
5-hour flight, 45 minutes on LAX waiting for our gate to open. By the way, the pilot also missed our gate and then had to go backwards. It was
jeez.
a whole mess.
Crazy.
But anyway, I started watching the White Lotus episode from last night. I don't
Yes.
think anybody here watches White Lotus. Yes, no?
We both watched
Okay.
it, yeah.
So,
Brian,
obviously,
did you watch it?
I have not watched it yet, so don't spoil it for me.
No spoil, but there's some steamy bits.
Yes, there
of
are.
the episode, and so I was watching it on my phone on the tarmac, and I was like, "Do I skip past it? Do I cover this screen in the steamy bits?" So, is there an appropriate protocol for steamy scenes on an airplane? Sometimes you have it on the movie, sometimes you have it on your phone. Is there an appropriate protocol for that?
So for me, if I'm watching something that gets either really violent or really sexy, I'm like, no, I can't watch that. Or I'll shield it.
Okay.
Right? You can kind of shield it, hold your hands over the phone so that the lady in 6E doesn't see it.
Okay.
So I'll do that. But I won't just let it play.
Okay.
Because I am concerned for the people around me. I'm trying to think. I think I watched one of the John Wicks on the plane, and I feel like I got it covered the entire time because there's so much violence in it.
To me, it's really a question of whether you're watching this on a laptop versus on a phone.
Correct.
If you're watching it on a laptop, that becomes a different situation because that really is a big enough screen for people to accidentally see it.
Right.
If it's on a phone, that's just because the person next to you or behind you or whatever, they're being a nosy neighbor. And if they're being a nosy neighbor and they look inside my house, well, you're just going to see what's happening in my house.
No, that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, I didn't ask you to look in.
So I watched Heretic also on the flight yesterday.
That's
and
the Hugh Grant one. Is that scary?
There's bits that are scary.
Okay.
But I just did 15 seconds past it, hoping that I would get past the scary things.
Yep.
That's what I did too with the steamy scenes. But obviously, I went back and watched it later. But at home,
right.
my own home.
Was this the first time watching?
Of Heretic, or I'm really behind.
I've never seen Heretic.
If I'm watching something for the first time on a plane or whatever, I'm watching it. And if you happen to see the scary or violent or sexy bits, whatever, but I'm not going to interrupt my first time absorbing this movie because old 6C over there is looking at what I'm doing.
Can you watch Challengers on a plane?
No, Challengers I could not watch on
What
a
about
plane.
just skip that one scene?
No.
That one scene?
No. Especially if it's not if it's my first time, no.
You would watch that scene? Have you seen Challengers?
Yes.
You know what scene we're talking about. Yeah.
Look,
you just let that rip.
I would not watch Challengers on a plane to begin with,
Yeah,
particularly on a laptop.
Right.
But if I'm watching it, say, on a phone,
right,
and I feel like that's small enough that it's private,
yep,
I'm watching the whole thing. And again, if 6C is looking, 6C is looking. I
right.
don't care.
By the way, White Lotus, don't give it away, but I would call last night's episode creepy.
Okay. It's It's a anxiety dream. It's a lot of hangover anxiety.
Hasn't
Yeah.
everybody been there?
Yeah.
Where you get up the next day, you're like, what the hell did I say last night?
But you have a bad feeling that you said or did something you shouldn't have.
Correct.
You look back at your texts and you're like, ooh, how many people did I text? What did I say to this person? Do they all hate me now?
All I will say is the creepiest thing, and I think Emily and Mace both know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The creepiest thing needs to go somewhere. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell it would go, but...
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where that... Brian, are we talking around it enough for you?
Yes, because I'm confused now.
Yeah, good. That's our goal is to
now I'm
confuse
intrigued,
you.
too.
Yes,
So.
good.
Anybody
Watching it
watch
tonight.
Severance? Severance?
I did.
No?
I watched the final episode of Severance. You didn't watch it yet, Brian?
Not yet.
I'm quite down.
I would love to tell you that it makes complete sense, but nothing on the show makes complete sense.
Yeah. I'm quite down on this most recent season, and as a whole, I loved season 1. Quite not sure they'll land the plane if they're going to ever land a plane in season 2. I think they're a little high on their own supply of let's try to do all these kooky fun stuff
Yes.
without actually focusing on any plot. But that's just Emily's.
Now, I would say that I would end the series right there.
They
It
could.
would
and
have
they
been
won't.
a good ending. It had
Yes,
that sort
it could.
of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid kind of frozen in time thing
Yeah.
that I really it would have been a great ending, but I guess there is a season 3.
A little not Penny's boat too.
Ben
but
Stiller is apparently completely this is his whole thing. This
Yeah,
is his.
he's obsessed.
He was asked, by the way, if he would rather win an Oscar or have the Knicks win the NBA title. He claims Knicks. Do you think he's being honest? Emily, do you think he's being honest?
100%.
100%.
Bradley Cooper said the same thing
About the Eagles,
about
right?
the Eagles. So I think he's 100%
Well, in
right.
the case of Bradley Cooper, though, he seems like somebody who is pretty likely to end up winning an Oscar at
He's
some
gonna
point.
win one, yeah.
Anyway, so he can have his cake and eat it too. And it might be the inverse for Stiller. Stiller might be saying, I don't work in movies enough anymore.
It's true.
That I'm going to likely win an Oscar, so I might as well root for the Knicks.
Right. Well, plus the Knicks. I mean, the Eagles now have won twice in...
Yeah, and
4
Bradley
years?
Cooper has seen a lot. But yeah, and also one small thing about the Severance thing, I loved the Michael Jordan shout out in the Severance season finale. How they played Sirius.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
very
but
cool.
The
Very cool.
USC marching band came out at Paley Fest with Mr. Milchick.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Milchick is played by
Tremel
Tillman, who is a guest on the Culture Pop podcast. All right, hey, it is a Michelob Ultra Reaction Monday. Lakers in Orlando to start the road trip. Tip-off is at 4 p.m. 2:30 is pre, so we're getting out of here early, followed by USC taking on Mississippi State at home tonight at Galen Center. Thank you to Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs, 95 calories, only worth it if you enjoy it. All right, sports graffiti time, 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. Whatever you got, Lakers, we'll get to. That was just awful on Saturday. The LeBron comes back, Rory comes back, and my God, what did we actually see? Turnovers would be the main thing, 21 of them. So we'll talk about that as they get ready to start this road trip in Orlando today. NCAA tournament. Maybe you're watching the women's tournament, want to react to what Lincoln Riley talked about, all that stuff. 877-710-ESPN. We will do sports graffiti next. In the meantime, at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you get deals so right it almost feels wrong. It is the best time to get that Hyundai car or SUV you've always wanted. I drive an Elantra, absolutely love my Elantra. Ramona's brother went out and got a very stylish Sonata. The Santa Fe, if you want to go SUV, or if you want to go EV, the Ioniq 6, the Ioniq 5 and the Ioniq 6 are both just incredible. Every new Hyundai comes with America's best warranty, 3 years, 36,000 miles of limited complimentary maintenance. Don't think you can get away with all this? Think again. Don't wait. The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event is going on right now, so visit your SoCal Hyundai dealer today. It is a great day for a new Hyundai. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
You know, Cappy did not want to order what I ordered because he didn't want to order the same thing. I'm like, we're not sharing meals. Like, what do you care?
But you know what? Here's the thing. So I really wanted the chicken piccata, but George ordered first. Here's what we should have done. You ready?
He's not your date.
Yeah, no, he was my date. 100. We were holding hands walking in. Yes, he was my date.
Sedano and Cap tomorrow at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Our steamed vegetables and signature salads are made fresh for you. Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Download the Waba Rewards app or order online at wabagrill.com. Waba Grill, it's for you.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV, RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the lake or clean out your closet?
RV wins!
Putting the dishes away or taking the RV camping?
RV wins!
Cleaning the fridge or taking a trip to the beach?
RV wins!
You might want to clean the fridge real quick because, mold.
We clean out the fridge, then take the RV out.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Hey guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256 or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game. avnergatt.com.
Hey, it's Mace. Want a new game to get excited about? Check out Chumba Casino, your favorite online social casino. It's free to play, no strings attached. Enjoy social casino games like bingo, slingo, and slots and more with new releases every week, whether you're at home or on the go. Play for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Get started today at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
Mason and Ireland on LA's mega sports station.
Oh my, am I really on Mason and Ireland show?
Yes.
This is a great moment. Hey.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
All right, so it's sports graffiti time. Got a line open. Doesn't happen very often. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-ESPN. Andy is in for Ireland today. Ireland may check in at some point. From Orlando. In the meantime, let's go to Bobby in Long Beach. Bobby, this phone does not work very well. Bobby, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Bobby.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You know, somebody needs to talk to Michael Thompson. You know, I like him as a basketball player, and he knows a lot, but he doesn't know everything. Okay. But when he puts games in the refrigerator before the game even starts, it's disrespectful to Laker Nation and Chick Hearn's legacy. Chick Hearn's never done that, and every time Michael does it, the Lakers lose. Somebody needs to discipline him.
Now, Bobby, he didn't put the Chicago game in the refrigerator before it started, did he?
Yes, he did.
No!
Yes,
did he really? Oh, my God.
Yes.
Fridge.
Yes, he did.
The fridge is broke,
See,
man.
if you ever listen to John and Michael, they're perfect together in this particular sense. Michael will decide that a game is won 2 minutes into the second quarter. John will decide if, like, another team goes on a 7-0 run. John's like, well, Lakers don't have it tonight. It's over.
No, John is so honest during games. He can be very, very. That's it.
Yeah.
Nope. Michael. Defense.
They're not
tonight.
playing
Buy
defense.
a shot tonight.
And that's a final.
And that's a final is right.
John gives up on the games. For somebody who is, frankly, paid to be a homer, he gives up on games.
Now, I would argue
so
what he
quickly.
really does is he's emotional and he rides it up and he
Yes.
rides it down.
Yes.
Michael Thompson just,
Well,
puts
Michael
the
has
game in
no
the fridge.
filter.
I can't believe he put the Saturday game in the fridge. That's just nuts. 877-710-ESPN. Let's go to James. James, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, James.
Hey, love the show. Glad your party turned out great.
Thanks, man.
Hey, this is for you. I am a sports fan. I'm an older guy. So I do see the difference in the game between, the NBA and today's time versus past time. I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, these kids, blah, 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 blah. It's not that. But it's still 82 games like it was back in the day. Why is there such a difference between players playing and not playing? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling. Yeah, why all of a sudden is it like a line change in hockey where all of a sudden, like the Lakers against Milwaukee, nobody played?
What I think is interesting about this is, first of all, I think the game has changed in ways that makes it more physically taxing in a different way. Like the game was more physical in like the 80s, 90s, 2000s, but there was less running around.
Mm-hmm.
Like you are covering a lot more ground across the court, running more, which I think can leave you susceptible to different injuries. I also think the thing that doesn't get talked about enough with quote-unquote load management is I think it comes a lot from the owners because they're paying these players now 40, 50, 60 million a season. These are investments for the playoffs.
True.
And you get your best return on investment in the playoffs, and they want these guys most for that time of the season. Because if owners were really that upset about players missing games, like for essentially maintenance,
right,
it would stop.
Yes.
If all of them were really that angry about it, they're not. I think a lot of them encourage it because, again, this is how you get the ROI.
Well, I think also players realize that they will be measured on how many rings they win.
That's another piece.
And that's the most, like for a player, we live in a ring culture. Nobody remembers what you did in March. They remember what you did in May and June. And so you want to be at your very best when you get to May and June. If that means missing games in March, so be it.
Yeah, and there's also, there is a culture of former players who will both say that nothing matters but championships because nobody can be the GOAT other than Michael Jordan.
Right.
But then they complain that players don't care about the regular season. It's like, well, what do you want them to do?
Yes.
You're telling them these regular season games don't matter, and then you're complaining that they don't treat them with importance.
Right. I do think that the league sort of, at least for me, because this is the first time we've been on the receiving end of this, I feel really bad for fans who were at the Milwaukee game. That sucks. You didn't see LeBron, you didn't see Luka, didn't see Rui, didn't see Dorian Finney-Smith, didn't see Jared Vanderbilt, didn't see.
You did get to see Bronny's best
You
game.
did get Bronny's best game.
You
I guess
see
that
Alex
was
Len go off.
That was the Len Sanity. Len Sanity. Let's go to Devin. Devin, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, boys?
All's good.
First thing I'm glad it's all good. It's a beautiful Monday. Throwing my name in the hat for Mandy's Caller of the Year. I'm going to go ahead and get that started. This is Laker Dev.
Nice.
Mace.
Yes.
I wanted to wish you a happy belated, my brother. We love you out here.
Thank you, Devin.
And I'm on my way to Ralph's right now in the city of Long Beach to go catch up with DeMarco, with Byron, and ESPN 710. I'm out.
Nice, man. Thank you so much. What's going on? Are DeMarco and Byron Scott at Ralph's?
Yes, DeMarco and Byron Scott are at Ralph's. They're doing a event with BDGO. Let me just get the copy up real quick.
Oh,
But yeah.
right. Here it is. They're there from 2 to 5. I've got it right in front of me. 2 to
Yeah.
5 at Ralph's on the PCH in Long Beach at 6290 East Pacific Coast Highway. Lakers legends Byron Scott and AC Green, plus the BB Go food truckers are there giving away Lakers tickets. Plus, you can cast your vote on site with us at the at Lakers Gafote. That's LakersGFOAT.com. Get an exclusive Lakers Gafote T-shirt. Don't miss out. Again, that's this afternoon, 2 to 5 at Ralph's in Long Beach. Well, that's cool. I didn't know about
DeMarco will
that.
be there, and he's really excited about it. He has tons of questions for both these guys. And you know what? If you go there and you want to talk to, I know Byron Scott and AC Green are huge deals, but DeMarco is awesome.
DeMarco is
And you
a
ask him
huge deal.
Anything, he'll be super honest with
Yeah, he
All
knows.
three of those guys have rings.
That's
you.
right.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, it's a 3-ring party over there at the Ralph's.
It is. The phrase when people talk about former players, like, they look like they could still play now, that gets thrown around really loosely.
Yes.
You look at Byron Scott, he legitimately
Totally could.
He's about to turn 64.
Yep.
That dude is a rock.
Yes.
It is shocking how good a shape he's still in.
Yeah, and that doesn't happen with everybody. I mean,
No.
you think about it, Michael Thompson has not. I mean, I don't know if Michael Thompson's probably at his playing weight right
Probably
now, right?
is.
I mean, by the way, he was at the party for, I've heard somewhere between 4 minutes and 30 minutes.
He was there.
But
he was there.
Just that he showed up at all shows this party was a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Now, I had a bag of Tostitos with his name. I wanted to make sure he felt right at home.
What about a Solo cup? Did you have a red Solo cup?
Did not have a
for
red
him?
Solo cup. He was supposed to bring that, but he did put the party in the refrigerator very early. That's why he left after 30 minutes. Last one. Let's go to Oscar and Whittier. Oscar, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Oscar.
Good afternoon, fellas.
Good afternoon.
And although I know that soccer is not the greatest sport for America, I was at the Nations League this weekend. As a Mexican-American, I wanted Mexico to do good, but I was very disappointed in the United States fans. Both days, there was no representations, no fanship. Our poor U.S. team had no kind of support, and I just felt that we as Los Angeles kind of failed our team.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much. Mexico won that game 2-0. Apparently, we didn't show up. Jorge,
I didn't show up.
I didn't show up. I did not show up.
we were all busy thinking about your party.
We were.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it Saturday? I mean, Saturday does not exist for me. Saturday, I woke up. Literally, I slept from about 2:30 in the morning until 7. Went and had breakfast with my mom and stepdad Leo. Then I went back to bed. Probably slept from noon to 5. Woke up, watched Severance. Went back to sleep at maybe 8 and slept through them. I was groggy through the entire thing.
This weekend just threw me off because, I was one of the later staying people at your party. I think I stayed till about somewhere between 12 and 12:30.
Yep.
I get home. It takes me a while to fall asleep. So I don't think I fell asleep till 2-ish. And then Sunday, my daughter had a volleyball tournament in Orange County that we had to be there at 7:15 in the morning. So that means getting up around 5-ish.
Oh, yeah.
I am pretty exhausted. I'm not going to lie, man.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It was a crazy weekend. Crazy weekend. By the way, birthday dinner, steak at Boa.
Ooh.
Delicious. They did not have a ribeye cap. So I want to know steakhouses that have a ribeye cap. So far, the only one I know is Steak 41.
What does that mean?
It's off menu. It's the very top of the ribeye. It's sort of a really perfectly marbled part of the steak. And not everybody, it's an off menu item at a lot of steakhouses.
So they essentially slice off the top and that's your meal?
That is your meal, yeah.
What makes it so great?
It's got just the exact right amount of fat. Marbling. It's got the right amount of marbling.
Had that been available, is that what you would have
Oh, yeah,
done?
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, but I had in New York. It was delicious. Boa does a really good job. They dry age their steaks. They don't wet age their steaks. Like Fleming's downstairs, not that I know about this. Fleming's downstairs is a wonderful steakhouse. They wet age their steaks. As opposed to Boa, they dry age their steaks. So you get a better, like, kind of crust on the outside of a steak at Boa. And a little more juicy at Fleming's. Anybody else need more steak information?
I've never heard of a What did you say?
Wet aged.
I've never heard that.
You know what? That's just a fancy word for marinated.
Yeah, it is marinated.
Yeah, there you go.
I know.
It's just a long time in a marinade.
No, it sounds so much cooler if I call it wet aged. All right, coming up next for you, thriller in the NCAA tournament yesterday. How did the kid from the Maryland student radio station call it? We'll do that. Plus, if you live in your parents' basement, Charles Barkley's talking about you. That's coming up next for you. In the meantime, ESPN LA, proud partner with Children's Hospital Los Angeles for the 10th annual Make March Matter campaign, auctioning off exclusive 710 experiences thanks to our friends at Delta Airlines Pacific Palms Resort and Black Gold Golf Club. All proceeds donated to CHLA. Visit 710forchla.com. That's 710forchla.com and make a difference today. All right, if you have been injured in any kind of accident, you're probably saying, well, Mason talks about him all the time. Why should I call Jacob? Well, the answer is he wins. I saw Jacob and his lovely wife, Naku, at my party on Saturday night. Great guy. People always say, now, when you say my great friend Jacob, do you actually? No. Guy comes to my party at my house every time. For nearly 3 decades, Jacob has taken on insurance companies. He fights to get his clients the compensation that they deserve, and he knows every single trick they try to pull, and he's ready to shut them down. Jacob and his team handle everything: rental cars, getting your vehicle fixed, finding the right doctor, making sure you don't pay a dime out of pocket. The insurance companies know Jacob's name, and they know he's not settling for less than you deserve. Call Jacob, 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Call Jacob.com, and if you or a loved one has been injured or lost property because of the fires, Jacob already fighting for families just like yours. Call now, see how the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie can help you maximize the money owed. Together, we will rebuild. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The LA Kings have a new home.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season.
This fall, 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app is your home for every moment of the Los Angeles Kings.
Hear the excitement of Kings hockey this season in only one place. Easy to access, easy to find, easy to enjoy every Kings game and your favorite Kings podcasts.
710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's producer Lindsay, and you know I'm a huge wrestling fan. Join Cappy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and me to watch Monday Night Raw on April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. We'll have ticket giveaways and a grand prize of 2 tickets to the Ultimate Wrestling event on April 19th in Las Vegas. Your attendance is your raffle entry. Plus, get a bonus entry when you RSVP at ESPNLA.com. But you must be present to win. See you Monday, April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Don't miss voting on our GAFOTE, ending today at midnight. You're invited to join ESPN LA and BBGO today between 2 and 5 p.m. at the Ralphs in Long Beach, 6290 East Pacific Coast Highway. Cast your vote on site today for the GAFOTE at LakersGaFote.com. Come see Laker legends Byron Scott and AC Green, grab some delicious bites from the BBGO food truck, and enter to win Lakers tickets. Join ESPN LA today from 2 to 5 at Ralph's in Long Beach. Don't miss out.
At Ocean Subaru of Fullerton, we believe you should love who you want to love. And during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, you can lease a brand new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Premium all-wheel drive for just $329 per month for 36 months with $39.39 due at signing. Visit Ocean Subaru today.
With approved credit through Subaru Motors Finance, not all buyers or vehicles will qualify. Lease for 10,000 miles per year. VIN RH915476. MSRP $39.50 plus tax, tag, title, and document. Zero security deposit. See dealer for complete details. Expires 3/31/2025.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
And it is Mason and Ireland, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Like, that's the problem in the world, is there aren't enough happy shows. Happy, fun shows.
Fun. Mason and Ireland.
710 ESPN.
What's up, people? It is Monday. Andy Kamenetsky's in for John. Got a doubleheader coming up for you. Got Lakers basketball versus Orlando, then USC women's hoops as they try to advance to the Sweet 16. And then after that, we've got Trojans Live. Lincoln Riley joined us a little bit ago. One of the highlights, there have not been a lot of buzzer beaters in the NCAA tournament. There's not been a lot of, this stuff. Like, I don't think they won't even. I think they're only going to do half a montage at the end of this. Like, it's just going to stop all of a sudden. That's
half
it.
A shining moment.
It's just quick moment.
They always the opening tip, so at least that'll be there.
Opening tip will be there, and then this play will be there, which is a guy from Maryland who made a shot in the closing seconds, and I would argue that it is traveling. I asked you to look that up. It's a guy named Derek Queen. What do you think?
It looks to me like a travel. It's not the most egregious travel I've ever seen, but I think it is a travel.
Now, would you have whistled there? It's think about it. It's the game-winning shot. It's kind of like a double Euro step.
I don't think I would have whistled it just because here's why. I think I personally tend to be a believer in you should just call the game the way you should call the game.
Right.
First minute, last minute, doesn't matter. However, I know most people want that last minute or so to basically be referee free unless what happens is just so egregious you have to call it. That being the case, I likely would have let that go.
Let that go. Em?
I'm kind of on the same page as Andy, but I am still scarred of a Grayson Allen. Same thing. He did the same thing against UVA when I was a fourth year at UVA, so a senior, and I still won't forget it. I still won't forget it that Grayson Allen did the whole same thing and beat UVA in the last second. So I would say it's probably the right call, but if I'm Colorado State, I'd still be mad about it.
Yeah, if I was Colorado State, I'd be upset, but I don't think I would have blown the whistle either. It's a game-winning shot. It's hard to take that off the board.
You know what sucks, though, for this Maryland player, and you're mentioning the one shining moment, and that'll definitely be in the montage, and that's his moment.
Yeah.
But it's a moment that everybody thinks is tainted because he traveled.
Right. Now, Charles Barkley, who is one of the great college basketball authorities in the country.
Absolutely.
Watches so much college basketball.
He knows his college hoops. He was
It's
upset.
amazing that he finds the time to really study college basketball because he puts all that time into studying NBA.
And believe it or not, he knows a little bit more about the NBA than he does about college basketball.
I just don't know where he finds the hours in the day.
Yeah, it's crazy. So Barkley afterwards was very upset that people were talking about the Maryland travel, not travel situation at the end of the game. Listen to Barkley, and I want to stand up and defend somebody.
You know why I'm mad? Because y'all giving in.
Why are you mad?
People on the internet, they all live with the parent. They don't have a job. They're sitting around in their drawers.
That's a blanket statement, isn't it, Charles?
Yes, it is. Because, Clark, there's two types of people in the world. Those people who do, and those people who talk about people who do.
Okay.
And those are people who live with their parents, and they just sitting down there eating bonbons and
Wait,
Fritos.
you know what I think happened? Gee, how long you been upstairs in that dark room?
You mean just this week?
I think it was Gene. He's different people on the internet.
Get me out.
He's like, get him down here.
I need a card to get
It's like Gene 101, Gene 102.
Okay, so a couple of things there. First of all, he said there are people that do, and there are people that talk about people who do. Does that not sound like what Charles Barkley does for a living?
Well,
he did, but now he talks about people that do.
Well, he would say that he's qualified to do that because
he did.
He was one of the didders, and now that makes him a doer in his own
Correct.
He done did it at one point.
He done did it. Now, I will also say this. This is unfair criticism of people who live in their parents' basement, play video games in their drawers. It is unfair criticism. The thing that I want to defend people that live with their parents because it is tough out there. Tough job market. It's really expensive. You can stay on your parents' health insurance till you're like 26 years old if you live at home, all that kind of stuff.
Your parents also might need help as well. There are people that, you never get your time back with your parents, and so they might need assistance in some way, and you might be moving back home to care for them.
Right, or they might be moving in with you someday.
Yeah, of course.
Like, it used to be more like that. Like, normally, back in the day, all older relatives wound up living with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, when I would go to my Mamie's house, my grandmother, my Mamie's house, there was
Why
always...
is that funny, Andy?
Mamie. I've never heard Mamie.
Yeah.
I've heard Meemaw. I've heard, Grams, Grandma. I've never heard Mamie.
Mamie. Ann Mashonsky. Mamie. There was always a guy named Pappy on the couch, and he was there all the time because he had the sugar diabetes, is the way they described it. He's got the sugar diabetes, so Pappy lives on the couch.
Okay.
And I was like, so Mamie's dad, Pappy, lived on the couch because where do you go when you get really old and you got the sugar diabetes but your kid's house?
Right.
Things I did not expect to talk about today.
It's like the Willy Wonka, I guess, where they're all in the same bed together.
Exactly.
But no.
Were these part of the lineage with Aunt Linda that I met on Saturday?
No, Aunt Linda's the other side.
Oh,
okay. My God, Stevie. There are so many people here.
What do you call your grandparents?
Well, one side just Grandma Marie, Grandpa Adolf.
Okay.
And then
Grandpa Adolf?
Yes, he was the last Jewish man named Adolf.
He was a Jewish guy named Adolf?
That's a tough
What
draw.
the hell is happening?
That is a really
Was
tough.
he named after World War II?
He was definitely named pre.
I hope so.
Definitely named
Got it.
pre.
So.
Yeah, it was. I want to make this very clear.
I like Adolf for a boy and Ava for a girl.
That would be a true level of self-hate.
Oh, my
that I
God.
would like to think nobody in my family ever experienced.
So anyway,
But,
Grandpa Adolf.
Grandpa Adolf and Grandma Marie. and it was spelled with a PH, just so people understand.
Yes.
And then there was Benny, my grandfather, or my mom's side, we just called him Benny.
Benny.
And then my grandmother, Bernice, and I was the oldest of her grandkids. When I was little, I couldn't say Bernice. I called her Nini. So then everyone called her Nini.
Okay. That happened to my family.
Yeah.
My mom's mom, I couldn't say grandma. It came out Gable. So she became Gable. So it was Gable and Grandpap, Mamie and Pappy. And then there was old Pappy who lived on the couch.
Because of the sugar diabetes.
Sugar diabetes. What did you call your grandparents?
Grammy M&M, because her name is Marcy.
Grammy M&M.
Yeah, so I called her M&M or Grammy.
Nice.
And then, so Grammy M&M and Papa Walter. And Papa Walter, funny story with him, I call green beans casserole green beans Walter.
Okay.
Because, yes, you've heard the story. Because for a long time, I thought that was the name of that dish. They just call it like whatever. And it's because my grandma one time, or my grandpa was like, hey, Marcy, what's for dinner? And she goes, green beans, Walter. And so then they called it green beans Walter. And both sides of my family called it that.
Yeah.
And so in high school, I went to my friend's dinner.
Yep.
And I said, hey, can you pass me the green beans Walter? And they're like, what the heck are you talking about?
Green beans Walter.
And then the other one's just Grammy and Papa.
Grammy and Papa. And then what about you, Brian?
I got nothing special, just Grandma and Grandpa.
That's it?
Yeah, with their
Well,
name.
that doesn't
after,
make a good
you know,
radio story. Make
Boo!
up a good story.
Come
on.
Make up.
Didn't you have a pappy on the couch with the sugar diabetes?
I didn't. No. Sadly, no.
No.
Yeah, see?
Happily, no.
Well, yeah, I don't get the story then. You know?
We all had fun stories.
Yes.
We had Adolf and Walter and
Grandma and Grandpa. Yeah. All right. Coming up next for you. Oh, yeah. I want to drop this in, but do you know who Tim Doyle is, right?
Yeah, I used to work with him on Paul Feinbaum's show.
He really got into it and is now paying a price. We will do that coming up next for you. Mason in Ireland. Andy's in for John 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega
Waba Grill.
What's our secret? It's our sauce.
Our sauces are more flavorful for you, from sweet and spicy to fiery hot. Waba Grill. It's unexpected. It's delicious. It's saucy. It's for you.
Fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gat today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergat.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergat.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello.
I'm Doug.
And I'm Damon.
And we want to buy your house.
Let Sellers Advantage show you how we can give you more.
No fees, no commissions, and no repairs. Just a fair cash offer that can close in just a few days.
Check out our Google reviews.
And call Sellers Advantage today or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do
do it now, and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's like to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Mason, Ireland, on 710 ESPN.
Shohei Ohtani and I have something in common.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
I don't believe
we do.
Does he call in sick a lot?
No.
Okay.
Right now, more of Mason and Ireland on 710.
I told, at the party on Saturday, Deacon Fry, who's Glenn Fry's son, was there. And I told him, this, I think, is the greatest single record of all time. I love this. Don Henley, Boys of Summer. He told me that they do it during the show at Sphere.
Oh.
And now, because I know somebody, Cappy introduced me up. I'm going to go to the Sphere to see Eagles next week, I think. Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Eagles fan, but I do like that song, Boys of Summer.
Oh,
I think that's a
so
really good song.
So good. Beto Duran is here. Beto, what's going on, man? I did not see you. You didn't make the party.
No, I just came in here to set up for the Lakers pregame.
Oh, you just what do you have to set up? Do you have like a board, or what do you actually set up to be able to do it?
All of us could just come in and wing it like you do.
Were you there when Michael Thompson put the Chicago game in the refrigerator?
And I yelled at him because I took away. I stopped. At first, it was a joke, like early in the season in his fridge. Then now I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Michael, what are we going to see tonight? He's like, oh, it's in the fridge. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, you have no fridge privileges.
No, you
They've
don't.
been revoked.
Take away the fridge.
Just like Marcellus Wallace said, you've lost all your privileges.
There you go.
But no, Michael does not listen, and I let it go.
Yep.
And it was ugly. And then even in the fourth quarter, when he's texting me and Trudell, and he's like, oh, they still have a chance. It's not over yet. It was stupid.
So I was super groggy on Saturday. I know Andy and Beto, what the hell? I saw 21 turnovers. What the hell happened?
The Bulls played really well.
Yeah?
You got to give credit to the Bulls. Their 20-year-old
Bazulis, yeah.
He was at a control career high for him. A kid who's been in
Giddy
the
looked really good. He had a triple-double.
Yeah,
he almost had a quadruple.
Kobe White, yeah, he did almost have a quadruple.
Kobe White out of control. But also the Bulls, we had Adam Amin from the Bulls TV broadcast. We did a lot of stuff on Fox, national broadcaster.
Tons, really good. He does their baseball, right?
He does baseball and football. He's also part of the Fox broadcast for football. I've known him for years, and he came over and talked to us for a little bit. He was like, yo, Michael, we have something to play for.
Right.
Because they're in the 9 spot, they're 30 and 40, and they're trying to get out of that 9 spot. So that team came in strong. And
they're way better on the road. For whatever reason, they're way better on the road.
Are they 500 on the road? I think they're like 500 on the road.
And they've been playing better basketball lately. They had something to play for, and this was a game where I think it was fun in the first half. Really good. And then third quarter, was just forget about it.
How important is it? Because the Lakers are now the 4 seed. They're 2 games out of the 2, 3 out of the 7. They play Orlando tonight. How important is it for the Lakers to finish in the 2?
If you talk to the players, they kind of have the same attitude of, doesn't matter where we're at. And Ireland kind of hits the point all the time, where as long as they're in the top 6, they're fine with where they go. I think the seeding part, we're making a bigger deal about that because Gabe Vincent the other night said something after the postgame. It's like, it doesn't matter who we're going to play. We're confident in ourselves right now, especially the way that they've been playing against the Denver Nuggets, who would be the one team that were giving them trouble over the last couple of years. Now let's go. Are you really scared of anybody in the top 6?
OKC. Oh, I think OKC is the toughest out.
But you're not going to see them in the first round.
But what I would say is, if you
assuming
get
you
up,
stay out of the play,
if you get up and get
just stay out of the play-in.
If you get up and get the 2, you can avoid OKC all the way to the Western Conference Finals.
True.
Look, if you ask them, would they rather be the 2 than the 5? They're going to say they'd rather be the 2. What matters most, like the baseline goal, is stay out of the play-in.
Right.
You just want to stay out of it, so you know you're in the playoffs. You get that extra time off that like half the team could use right now. Just the ability to rest for 3 or 4 days before the playoffs begin. I think as far as starting out a series on the road or being the road team,
they don't care.
I don't think they care. Like, I think somewhere like Denver might matter only because of the altitude, like having to play there potentially extra games because it's just a hard place to play. I don't think the history with Denver matters at all.
No,
anymore.
no more.
Both teams have changed so much, and for guys like Luka and DFS and even I think JJ, that history means nothing to them.
Yeah.
Like they're not psychologically
we weren't
aware
here for
of
that
at all.
And it's not like LeBron James and Luka Doncic are going to be intimidated by playing a Game 7 on the road. I mean, they've been in this spot so many times. But in my head, what I've got is the Lakers getting the 2, Denver knocking out OKC, and then getting Denver in the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, that's great. But when you look at this team every single night, you cannot worry about the Western Conference Finals. You have to worry about that first round because they could easily lose a first-round series.
Sure. Well, yeah, they could. They can.
No, Mace, because this team is so hard to figure out because they're so good certain nights, and other nights, like they did on Saturday, don't show up. Sometimes they play down to the competition. Sometimes they elevate themselves up, and sometimes they just don't show up. And it's not that's alarming, but it's frustrating.
Right.
Because if you're in a series, there's going to be some games where they just kick and you're like, they got their butts kicked tonight.
Now, I will say...
And they could also just cruise through everybody and get to the Western Conference Finals easy.
So I think, too, on Saturday, the word connectedness was used after the game. I watched the post-game show, and they weren't connected. And when you bring players back that haven't been there, all of a sudden you're playing a certain way, and then you've got to play a different way. I think there was an element of that Saturday, too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I thought JJ talked about this perfectly because he didn't make this into a bigger deal than it was in terms of we've lost some connectivity, we need to get it back. You know, he without coming out and saying it, he all but acknowledged they relaxed a bit with LeBron and Rui coming back. The last few weeks have been so hard. I think it was more like an exhaling of relief. He didn't make it into a bigger deal than it was, but he didn't downplay the idea that no, we need to get this back together now.
I want to get another expert here. Ireland, are you there?
Hey, boys,
Oh,
what's
there you
happening?
go. What's happening, man?
Doing well, Mace. Are you recovered from the birthday bash?
Mostly. I had a very sluggish Saturday. Went to dinner last night for some steak. Feel good today, but I was really happy with the way everything
Man,
went.
I got to tell you, I know, Andy, you were there too. It was, I mean, all of your parties are great, but I'd forgotten how great they are. It really is you said this in your toast. For me and you, because we've been together so long, it was like going through an old photo album of everyone we've ever worked with.
It really was.
It was super cool.
I
was very happy for you, very happy for Juan. You guys did a great job putting it on.
Thanks, John, and thanks for the nice words you said before. I was telling the story a little bit earlier about Carlo Cicchetto.
I love it.
Couldn't
believe he was there.
He was an intern for us in the late 90s. When we were doing TV, when we went to commercial breaks, he would record stand-ups. He put together a reel and wound up at almost 20 years now at Channel 8 in San Diego. Amazing. It was amazing to see him.
You guys have started so many careers. Dave Singer is a professional because of you guys. Martinez, this Carlo guy. And, Jeannie Zelasco.
Yep.
How many other people are in the Mason and Ireland tree?
All you got to do, Beto, is work on our show, and your career takes off like a rocket.
And we stay right here.
Everyone passes us up.
You're the rocket launcher.
Yeah, we're the rocket launcher. Exactly. We're never the rocket, always the launcher.
Wait, didn't you work with that Killmead guy from?
I did work with Brian Kilmeade,
He was He was back in the day. He was Andy. He was like the guy that would.
Oh, really?
He was the guy that would pinch hit if one of us needed a day off, and he's turned that into like a career at Fox News.
Oh, is he? I didn't even know he's at Fox News now.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't follow these things, John. I don't follow these
quite
things.
Successful.
Yes.
Tim Ahern was there.
Tim Ahern.
Yes. I tried to talk Tim into coming out of retirement. He just laughed at me. And mocked
told
me.
him that, I said to him, I was like, you are missed there. He's like, oh, I'm sure with all the new equipment, you guys don't need an engineer. I'm like, no, Tim. It comes up all the time how much we could use you.
We need a
we don't need
a
an
Tim
engineer.
Ahern.
We need him.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
I told him that.
All right, well, Ireland's going to hang up. Beto's here. We're going to do a little What's Up, Fool coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in the world.
In the world. That's right. In the world.
710 ESPN.
You know it. Yeah, tell your friends.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
We're naturally entertaining.
Yes.
LA's mega sports station. 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Don't miss voting on our GAFOTE ending today at midnight. You're invited to join ESPN LA and BB Go today between 2 and 5 p.m. at the Ralphs in Long Beach, 6290 East Pacific Coast Highway. Cast your vote on site today for the GAFOTE at LakersGAFOTE.com. Come see Laker legends Byron Scott and AC Green, grab some delicious bites from the BB Go food truck, and enter to win Lakers tickets. Join ESPN LA today from 2 to 5 at Ralph's in Long Beach. Don't miss out.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan, we are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey, it's Mace. Looking for some fun? Dive into Chumba Casino, your ultimate destination for free, fun-to-play social casino games. Play slots, bingo, and more whenever and wherever you want. With new games dropping every week, there's always something fresh. Lounge on the sofa or play on the go. Play now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Available only to players in the U.S., excluding Washington, Michigan, Montana, Connecticut, and Nevada, and Canada, excluding Quebec. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text BREAK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text BREAK to 321-321. That's BREAK to 321-321.
Mason in Ireland on 710.
I mean, would you rather have good life or sex? Good sex. Good life, good sex.
Well, I got both.
There you go. That's
good
the correct
for you,
answer.
Johnny I.
More of Mason and Ireland.
What's Up, Fool
right now.
is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's Mezcal. Dos Hombres.
No. She's great. Yeah, Brian Cranston's daughter's been great on The Pit.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Pit.
Yeah.
So what's up, fool? I've been seeing this.
By the way, Ireland's in Orlando. Andy's here. Beto's hanging out. All right. Hit it.
I've been seeing this video pop up across my social feeds, as well as you guys might have seen it. So a man has been going viral for his morning routine. And let me just walk you through his morning routine, guys, okay? So I'm going to go through it. So at 3:52 a.m., he takes off his mouth tape. At 3:53 a.m., he brushes his teeth and drinks some Saratoga water, which I'm sure the Saratoga water is sponsored.
Yep.
4 a.m., he does balcony push-ups. 4:38, he does meditation. 4:40, he journals. 4:55, I guess he scrolls on his phone. 5:45, he does his first ice bath of his face.
Yep.
6:23, he goes to the gym. 7:30, he goes to the swim. 7:52, he goes to a hot tub. 8:23, he goes to a shower. 8:45,
Isn't there something about bananas in here?
He rubs a banana on his face.
That's
at
what I thought.
8:45.
Yep.
9:05, he takes his second ice bath on his face.
Yep.
9:15, he builds his empire, I guess. And 9:21, his girlfriend or wife brings him eggs. So this is an elaborate.
And now, is this a social media post?
this is a video he put on, I believe, probably TikTok, because people do like a get ready with me / my morning routine. And do you believe we should all have strict morning routines?
I don't think I've got one. Andy, do you have a strict morning routine?
Dude, I have
to the minute?
I have a kid.
Yeah, right.
Nobody with kids can do this.
Well said.
No.
Yeah. Ireland, you're a little bit OCD. Do you have a regular thing that you do?
Not a little bit. I'm like full board OCD, and my poor kid, I've handed it down to him. But I'm not that regimented. When Emily said like 3:50 he wakes up. Okay, same as me.
Yeah.
And then I don't do any of those things that he does.
Yeah. The banana on the face thing I find really weird.
I'm not sure what the banana does.
I'm not either.
I
eat 2 bananas every morning. Does that count?
That does count.
Yeah, he just rubs it on his face, man.
I do know if you have a splinter, you can put banana peel around the splinter and it'll take the splinter
got
out.
it.
Anyway,
Got it.
So.
Do you have a strict regimen, Emily?
Nowadays I do. I have, but it's not. It's mostly okay. I only have 10 minutes to scroll on my phone, and then I have to get out of bed.
Yeah.
But yes.
Point of clarification: does this person rub the banana on his face or the banana peel?
The banana peel. Is it the inside of the peel or the outside of the peel?
Em, what is that supposed to do?
I just looked it up. According to AI Overview, it can help with various skin issues, including reducing wrinkles, brightening the skin, and a natural exfoliant.
No, this guy is American Psycho. He is that
is
crazy
way
about
too
it.
much stuff.
Hopefully he stops short of that.
But he has the same routine as.
By the way, why
Patrick
do I
Bateman.
need to know this about anybody? I don't need to know anybody's morning routine. Just keep it to yourself.
He looks good doing it, though.
Yeah. Brian,
All right,
what's your
Brian.
morning routine?
It starts off with the dog waking me up every morning for the food, and that's pretty much how it starts every day.
And does it go anywhere, or is it different every day?
Different every day.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. It's whatever time I wake up, whatever time I go.
But 8 o'clock on the dot, there's the dog. Where's my food?
There you go.
You are pretty regimented about your Starbucks, though. In the
I
morning.
am regimented. You're right. Actually, there is a regimen. Turkey bacon cheddar sandwich, 2 quad espressos, and a grande herbal iced tea. That's why I roll. So I guess I do have a little bit.
What's up, fool?
Okay, so yesterday, I was making breakfast, and I get a call from my best friend. And first, one of those things is, why am I getting a phone call right now?
Sure.
Not a text message. First thought that goes around. And I was asked to be the officiant at his wedding, so to marry them. And he was the best man at my wedding. And
Are you certified to do that?
I'm not. But so I'll have to, go online, get ordained.
It's
all that good
it's a
jazz.
long it's months of getting ready and studying.
No, it's
actually
quick.
just
Okay,
it's like one click and you're a minister.
15-minute online class kind of deal.
Universal
didn't you
Life
do
Church.
it for
I
somebody?
did it. I did it. I married somebody. Yeah. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I was at a ceremony where Bill Platchkey was the officiant. He was terrific.
I bet he'd be great.
No, but wait, that was for someone famous. Who was that?
Well, Lindsay Theory's wedding.
Right,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Lindsay Theory's wedding, and he did a great job as the officiant. There's a lot of pressure that goes along with it, though, because you got to say, really smart, heartfelt stuff.
Right.
So Brian, did you accept his
did.
proposal?
At first, he said you can get back to me, but I was like, oh, whoa, I'll do this. Like, come on now. It's in a year, so I have time to, prep and stuff. But my first question was, how do I play this? Because he knows me as a very fun kind of guy.
I think you're going to be great at it. I mean, almost like of all the people I know, I can't think of too many people that I think will be better than you because you have you can step into both the funny and the formal pretty easily. So I think you put in a couple of lines where you can show your personality, but other than that, I think you're going to kill it.
And by the way, the most important thing? ChatGPT.
Oh, there we go. I didn't even think of that.
We'll
Nice.
write some serious ass stuff for you.
Be brief.
Hey, Brian, just let you know the
That's a good tip.
Universal Life Church become ordained in minutes.
Minutes.
We're here for you.
Wait a minute, Brian. Emily just said something important. I've emceed probably 100 different events. The number one thing that everyone will thank you for if you do it, keep it moving. Be brief. If you can say 10 words rather than 100, do 10.
Yep.
Because everybody's there to see the couple get married. The worst thing you can do is ramble on for 20
Yeah,
minutes.
they say brevity is the soul of wit. Brevity is a very good thing. People like that at a ceremony.
I will say from our ceremony this last December, it was very quick, 15
Was it
minutes.
it was like
in and
Elvis
out.
comes out and
Aren't you
says,
thankful that it was?
Yes, because the whole time I was up there, it felt like it was taking forever. But
Right.
yeah, very quick.
You didn't do the Elvis thing.
No.
Did you get to know the minister at all?
We didn't actually. We met her the first time, like 15 minutes
When you
before.
walked in, did you like take a number?
I wish. That would be
Number
cool.
74.
Do you think you'd recognize her if she walked past you?
I
'Cause you
would,
wouldn't-
yeah.
You think
Because
so?
it was, I feel like, she's in most of the pictures, but because it was like one of those life events, I feel like I'll remember that
Oh,
face,
sure.
you know?
Yeah, that's
and
a
she
big
was
deal.
very cool, so it was a cool event.
What's up, fool?
All right, a business in Las Vegas, speaking of Las Vegas, is doing a Rent a Grandma program, which provides a variety of services such as babysitting and domestic help. Basically, you rent someone who's in a retirement age, and they can come and do a variety of things for
nice.
you. So I was
Good
thinking,
idea.
if they could rent a Andy Kamenetsky, if they could rent a Steve Bassett, if they could rent a Brian Cohen, what would your service be?
I'll tell you, it wouldn't be watching kids for me.
I was
I would
the
be
most,
very bad at that.
I was the most requested babysitter in Corona Del Mar for 2 years.
Were you
Emily,
really?
you babysit now, right?
Yes, I babysit for a whole lot of different people.
Okay, so what my bit was, and I would tell the parents this is what I was going to do, but the kids were like blown away by it. The kids would come and like the parents would leave. I go, okay, everybody get in here. We're having a meeting. I go, we only got 2 rules. And they'd go, okay, what are they? I go, rule number 1, you can do anything you want tonight. Anything. As long as you don't tell your mom.
Oh.
And they would go, really? And they'd like, we can eat ice cream. You can eat whatever you want. We can jump on the couch. You can jump on the couch. And they said, what's rule number 2? I said, you have to go to bed when your mom said. You just have to honor your
Boy,
bedtime.
that's easy.
It. And kids would eat it up.
Yeah,
I'd
get that.
I'd get calls like the next day, and they'd go, my kids love you. What'd you do? And I tell the parents, they go, oh, that makes sense. No wonder they love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very pro-kid babysitter.
Right. Yeah. Like, Emily, or do you go more on the lenient or do you go more on the strict?
Depends on the age, depends on the parents, more than likely than
Yeah.
not. I want to make sure, but most of the time, I am a little more lenient. I just try to leave the house as I got there. So
As
if
you
their house
found
is
it.
very clean, I'm going to make sure the house is very clean when I leave, vice versa.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I think dog sitting would be perfect for me. I
Yeah.
would
You
have
would be
dogs
good at-
over. I love dogs. I know how to handle dogs much more than I know how to handle kids. So I would go dog sitter.
AK?
What would I rent out my services? Talking useless trivia. If there's
Yeah.
any like useless information, I am a reservoir of it. Like I don't know any real world stuff, but I'm really good with things that don't matter, but like niche pop culture, niche sports.
Yeah,
stuff
no, you
like
do
that.
know stuff like that. Yeah, plus you could do like a locked on of whatever.
Well, you know,
Locked on.
Okay, I was thinking about
Locked
this
on trivia.
because, like the Lakers talk for the Children's Hospital, the auction that
Yes.
we did with them, I was frankly stunned by the final bid for Lakers.
What
talk.
was it?
13-10.
Oh, nice. That's good.
I was shocked. To
Yeah.
be totally honest.
Well, it's to work with you. That's what it is.
I mean, that's
Has
really,
nothing to do with the Lakers
Well,
or being on the radio. It's
they-
all about working
well,
with
they,
Andy
they put the
Kamenetsky.
bid priceless, and I think that's-
Priceless is right.
But I was thinking, I'm like, you know what? I should just offer out my services. You can rent me out to just talk Lakers with you. Like I'll go over to your house
Oh,
and
wow.
talk some Lakers.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Brian, anything?
I'll roll your joints for you.
Nice. Nice. Everybody needs one of them.
I can do it pretty quick, too, so, you know.
Can you? I do not know how to do it, so I would have to have you over for
You
that.
can hire me. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
What's
All right,
up,
we got one more?
Yeah, I got one more for you if you want it.
Cool.
So I saw this over the weekend. Get your guys' thoughts on it. Apparently, lost media is a thing, and Family Guy, the pilot episode, the last 9 minutes of the pilot episode was considered lost media for the last 27 years.
When you say lost media, what do you mean?
It was nowhere to be found online.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was recently uncovered by what they're calling people lost media hunters.
Okay.
So it kind of got me thinking here. Has there been anything that you have, seen that you can no longer find? I know for me, an example was the TV show like 2008, Kid Nation.
Oh,
Okay.
yes!
You can no longer find this thing
Really?
online.
Wow.
Impossible to find to watch unless you have like the actual DVDs that came out in 2007,
Interesting.
2008.
Interesting.
So is there any kind of lost media that you know of?
You know what does not exist, which would be interesting, is Johnny Carson's first Tonight Show. Nobody has that.
You have no idea why?
No idea why, but it does. No, I don't think they could record things in 1960, whatever that was. They didn't have DVRs or recording, but it does not exist. Many of his early shows do not exist.
Well, this is also, by the way, side note, why physical media matters. Like, I know there are a lot of people who feel like, oh, it's all streamable. You can just, like, store it all on computer. It doesn't matter. Why would you have the physical clutter? That's why, because things disappear often at the whim of different streaming companies and things like that. As far as what I would look for, I don't know for sure that it's missing, but I have watched the reruns a zillion times and I've never seen it. There's an episode of Good Times where JJ and Thelma are having this argument because JJ says that there's no such thing as like a super great female role model that is as great as any male role model out there. And Thelma keeps throwing out all these examples like Joan of Arc, Florence Nightingale, Rosa Parks, and to each of those, JJ's counter is O.J. Simpson.
That's funny.
So
yeah.
all of it's just O.J. Simpson.
Yep.
I don't think that one's still in circulation. There's an episode of 30 Rock that involves Jenna in blackface.
Oh, really? They killed that episode?
It is extremely funny.
Yeah.
It is actually very funny. The way they are doing it is clearly making fun of Jenna, not making it.
Right,
But
right.
it got pulled for sensitivity issues. It is one I wouldn't mind finding again because it is
Somebody
hilarious.
just pointed out to me that I found that first Tonight Show.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, YouTube. Just right there on YouTube. It's found media. It's just right there on YouTube.
You know, one I guess this isn't found media because it hasn't been released yet. One that I want to see is Coyote versus Acme, which was a movie.
I know. They find a home.
I know. So it was found a home. What they believe like Ketchup Studios, but it was produced for HBO Max Turner. They scrapped it basically as a tax write-off, but it was already made. It was put out there, even tested, and they said it was amazing. And then it got shelved by Turner Max, whatever, and then someone else just bought it. So I want to see Coyote versus Acme. I also, 28 Days Later cannot be found basically anywhere.
The movie 28 Days Later?
It's very expensive if you want to buy it on DVD, so physical media.
It's a great movie.
You can't stream it anymore as of right now. You can get it at video stores occasionally, but it's almost always checked out. 28 Days Later is very hard to come by in terms of the physical media. You have it.
I have it.
Yes.
I also would like to find the original Three's Company. Like, they did a pilot of it.
Really?
With John Ritter and the Ropers, but 2 other women.
Really?
And it's got like a totally different theme song, totally different everything. I've seen the theme song on YouTube.
Yeah.
But never the original pilot episode. Then they reshot it with Suzanne Summers and Joyce DeWitt, and I think a different Larry.
Right.
I would love to see the original Three's
Oh, that's
Company
interesting.
pilot.
By the way, the Danny Boyle movie, so it went 28 hours, 28 days, 28
28
days
weeks.
later.
So it's 28 days, 28 weeks, 28 years. It's
28
coming out
years.
this
And they're
summer.
doing 28 years this summer, I
Yeah,
think, right?
and it's filmed all on an iPhone.
The trailer is good.
And by the way,
very
the
good.
thing about the zombies in that is that scared me because they're fast.
Yes.
Fast zombies are much scarier than slow zombies. You can see the slow ones coming.
No,
you cannot see the fast ones.
Change
They
the
just
game.
fly. They're like spider monkeys.
The
They're coming
era
at you.
of fast zombies made you really realize how stupid the slow zombies were.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is there to be afraid of?
Slow zombies are not really that.
No.
Like Walking Dead, you can get around that. You can work around those slow
Easily.
zombies. In The Last of Us, again, they're like brainheads. You can get around them. I don't think they can
Some of them are pretty
see.
big in The Last of Us. There's some
Are
major
there fast
big
ones?
And also, they're not zombies, they're infected.
Oh, in fact,
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But
And the mushrooms.
Yeah, oh, that's
Yes.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's a great. That show's coming back too.
I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, I am too. All right, there you have it. There is your What's Up Fool for today. Coming up next. Oh yeah, the guy who made a prediction and paid for it. We'll do that coming up next. Ireland is in Orlando. We got Lakers basketball coming for you. Then we got USC women's basketball coming for you. Then we got Trojans Live coming for you. So a gigantic night here on 710 ESPN. Mesa in Ireland. Andy in for John, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Empower. Jen has ordered a decadent seafood tower, king crab legs, lobster tails, and a waterfall of caviar. Pricey? You bet. But Jen worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy and planned for splurges like these. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Ooh, champagne. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risk. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisory Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. OMG, those shrimps are really jumbo.
Hey everybody, it's Cap. Inheriting a home can be overwhelming, but Seller's Advantage makes it easy. One customer shared, and I quote, "Inheriting a home felt like too much work. Seller's Advantage gave us a reasonable offer, handled everything, and closed in 3 weeks. I highly recommend them." End quote. Skip repairs and headaches. Call Seller's Advantage at 888-390-AS-IS or visit sellersadvantage.com for your free cash offer.
DRE number 01961658.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Hey, it's John Ireland. Don't miss voting on our GAFOTE ending today at midnight. You're invited to join ESPN LA and BBGO today between 2 and 5 p.m. at the Ralphs in Long Beach, 6290 East Pacific Coast Highway. Cast your vote on site today for the GAFOTE at LakersGaFote.com. Come see Laker legends Byron Scott and AC Green, grab some delicious bites from the BBGO food truck, and enter to win Lakers tickets. Join ESPN LA today from 2 to 5 at Ralph's in Long Beach. Don't miss out.
It's spring in the Southland, and the season of adventure is here. So why not hit the road in a brand new Kia from Kia of Carson? Whether you want a sleek sedan, a spacious SUV, or the latest hybrid or EV, Kia of Carson has the perfect ride for you. As one of the largest Kia dealerships in the country, we have all the latest tech-savvy vehicles that make the season of adventure more exciting. And Kia of Carson makes car buying easy, fun, and unforgettable. But don't wait. Our spring sales event is happening now. Hurry in today or shop online at KiaofCarson.com. Kia of Carson. Let's get you on the road.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station.
There's LeBron and Luka, the dynamic duo taking over the NBA.
I can't believe that we just had an assist, LeBron James to Luka Doncic.
But before that, there was the original duo, the OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Ireland has an idea. I do. I think it's stupid, but there are other ideas out there.
More Mason and Ireland right now.
What's up, people? Busy day. I want to mention that today from 2 to 5, from right now until 5 o'clock at Ralph's on PCH in Long Beach, the great DeMarco Farr is hanging out with Laker legends Byron Scott and AC Green. The BBGO food truck is there. Lakers tickets given away on site, plus cast your vote on site with us at LakersGaFote.com. Receive an exclusive Lakers Gafote t-shirt. Don't miss out. DeMarco, Byron Scott, and AC Green at Ralph's on PCH in Long Beach. So, I decided I would watch a movie for my birthday. One that would put me in the right frame of mind for my 60s. The Big Lebowski. I love the Big Lebowski. The dude abides, and it put me in just the right frame of mind for my birthday.
That's beautiful.
Love that. Ireland is in Orlando. One thing I wanted to mention here, John, how close are you following the NCAA tournament?
Not as close as because we've been traveling and running around. But I'm thinking your chalk thing is working out.
My chalk
good.
thing is working out. It is so weird. This is the first time ever that only 4 conferences are represented in the Sweet 16. Basically, it's only the ACC, the Big 10, the Big 12, and then 7 SEC schools. And I think that is a function of mid-majors getting rated by big programs.
100%.
And then the mid-majors can't play. There's nobody worse than an 11 that is actually in the Sweet 16. And it's because if you're at Creighton and you have a couple of good years, you're like, I'm going to go to play for Calipari at Arkansas. That kind of stuff.
even the big schools are swapping out talent. Like
Yes.
Danny Hurley said 6 guys on his team have already told him they're entering the portal. They know where they're going. They know how much money they're being paid. It's completely unregulated, and they got to get into it, or else it's a broken system now.
I said after they were eliminated, I saw some highlights on the Get Up today of Danny Hurley. I'm like, he is the worst loser. He is a terrible loser.
Yes, he is.
I am so glad he did not get the Lakers job. He is so
well. You know who else hates losing to the point of it sets his mood for the next day or two? J.J. Redick.
Yeah, but not like
the
this.
way Dan Hurley was talking.
Dan Hurley's just like a bad sport. It's like you lost. I hope they don't do to you what they did to us. Come on. You
Yeah,
lost.
I kind of like that about JJ, that these losses get to him, because we've had other coaches, without naming names, where that wasn't the case. And I'm very anxious to see how this goes tonight, because that's the worst they've played all year on Saturday night.
Yep.
They played 0 defense, none. And Chicago just ran them right off the floor. And so I'm very anxious to see. There hasn't been, especially since the Luka trade, there hasn't been a ton of adversity for the Lakers outside of injuries. But that was a bad loss, a really bad loss. And Orlando's good.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a really interesting game tonight.
The thing I like about those J.J. Redick press conferences now, the post-game press conferences, are, of course, Mike Trudell asks the first question. And
Right.
J.J. is looking down, right? And he's got the microphone. He looks down, and sometimes there's like a 20-second pause before he starts answering Trudell's question, because he's trying to gather his thoughts. And after a loss in particular, it may be 30 seconds of staring down.
I've talked about this before on Locked On Lakers. Do you remember the episode of Friends where Joey's talking about the art of soap opera acting?
Right.
And you take the pause and do what he calls the smell the fart face.
Oh, okay.
Where you look very serious for a second, like you've noticed something. There's a thought in your head, pensive, then you speak.
Yeah.
J.J. Redick does that before the first or second question. Minimum.
That big pause.
Especially
after a loss. After a loss, the pause is
Even
longer.
after a win, though, he will do the pause. Like, he wants to make sure that what he's about to say, very important.
Very important and very measured.
Yes.
He's very measured.
It's mysterious and important, like in Severance.
Yes. Oh, exactly. All right, so I wanted to get to one last thing. Tim Doyle is a CBS or TNT CBS. Is that what he is?
CBS sports reporter.
Okay. So here's what he said as they were revealing the brackets of the NCAA tournament, and this is when they were just setting the field.
That's my new hanky for the rest of the game. Tournament, you mean? Bravo. No, not tournament, okay? Tournament, bravo.
I think Ole Miss is a fraud. Now, we were debating if San Diego State or North Carolina were going to get in. Mm-hmm. They both get in. Mm-hmm. Whoever wins that game is beating Ole Miss. Ole Miss gets a lot of love because they played in a great conference, Joe, and they had a lot of opportunities and stuff. Eyeball test with Ole Miss. That is a fraud at number 6.
And they put him in a position where yesterday, after Ole Miss punched their ticket to the Sweet 16, Tim Doyle looked at the camera and they made him say, "I am a fraud."
Boy, if we had to do that every time we were wrong, there'd be a lot of fraud
Oh,
video
my
out
God.
there
It
about
would
us.
be fraud mania around here. All right. Oh, by the way, the NCAA tournament, our brackets, Bergman is actually leading. I am second. And again, I picked the higher seed in every single game
You just
all
went
the way
straight
through.
chalk.
Straight chalk, all the way down to the number 1 overall seed, Auburn, beating the number 2 overall seed, Duke, in the NCAA championship game.
Have I sunk to the bottom yet, or does Momo still occupy the basement by herself?
Mama Momo, as she describes herself here, dead last by a lot. And John, you're third. You're right in it.
All right, bronze medalist.
Yeah, I think I don't think we're
Well,
playing
it
for
depends.
anything.
Do we all have different winners? I took Florida. Who did Bergman take?
Bergman took St. John, so he's done.
Oh, so it's going to come down to me and you.
I have Auburn. You have Florida. Laura has Auburn. Brian, of course, had
UC San Diego.
UC San Diego, which is a good call. Parker Bell has the Gators, and Mama Momo has Duke. That's bad news for Duke. if Momo's picking you, you may be in serious trouble. All right, coming up next for you, Game of Games. It is Emily's game today with Ireland playing from Orlando. We will do that coming up next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event at Cardin Alleyway Hyundai Corona. Get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, or Elantra. Plus, drive with confidence with America's best warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and Hyundai's assurance program. Visit us off the 91 freeway or at CardinAlleyWayHyundai.com. On approved credit, 0 security deposit, 72 payments of $1,519 per $1,000 financed. Expires 03/31/2025.
Why do we grill to order at Waba Grill? Because it's just better for you. And our Asian-inspired menu has high-quality proteins that are healthier for you. Right now, get our Value Bowl combo for only $8.99. Waba Grill, it's for you.
Sedano and Cap.
Tomorrow at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Yes, you've inspired me. I've decided to go with a much shorter haircut now. I just decided to just 86.
Well, it looks cleaner, that's for sure.
The whole Jufro
I'm looking at
thing.
it now.
Yeah, I mean, it was like such a big, giant Jufro. I'm like, all right, I'm taking the whole thing down.
But you know what that means when you go shorter hair?
Tell me.
You got to be careful what you eat. You go shorter hair.
Yeah.
And the face explodes and expands.
Oh, yeah, you get fat.
You look even heavier.
You look fatter than you already do, huh?
More visceral fat.
Yeah, so
more.
Bigger, right? Facts, right, DeAndre?
Facts,
If you got short crop, you got to make sure to keep the face tight because if you don't, it's gonna look bigger and rounder than it normally will.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like my chin gets big and fat, my fat cheeks, you know.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
50 years at full speed. It's going to be an epic celebration at the 50th anniversary Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach this April 11th through the 13th. It starts with the always exciting lineup: Indy cars, IMSA sports cars, Robbie Gordon's high-flying trucks, and drifting, along with the first ever historic Formula exhibition event featuring all 3 eras of racing at the Grand Prix: Formula 5000, Formula 1, and Indy cars, all on track at the same time. A very special sight and sound for everyone to experience. Plus the huge Lifestyle Expo, Family Fun Zone, Mother's Exotic Car Paddock, and 2 exciting concerts. DJ duo Dubs on Friday night, presented by Acura, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band Foreigner on Saturday night, presented by Cuervo Tequila. Fun for the whole family. April 11th through the 13th. Tickets and more information at gplb.com. Come and join the celebration.
Hey, it's producer Lindsay, and you know I'm a huge wrestling fan. Join Cappy, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and me to watch Monday Night Raw on April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino, LA's premier card room. We'll have ticket giveaways and a grand prize of 2 tickets to the Ultimate Wrestling event on April 19th in Las Vegas. Your attendance is your raffle entry. Plus, get a bonus entry when you RSVP at ESPNLA.com. But you must be present to win. See you Monday, April 7th at Hollywood Park Casino. Visit ESPNLA.com for details.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. By the way, big hello to Tom Looney, radio legend in Los Angeles, who just stopped in. Awesome guy. I still hear him doing news reports all over the place. Glad to see him.
I've never met him before. The man is jacked.
He is jacked. He always has been. Yeah, he's always been jacked. All right, so it's Emily's game today. Emily, what you got cooking?
All right, so I was just in Orlando for the last weekend. I went to Disney World.
Yeah.
And John and the Lakers are in Orlando. So my game is going to be about Disney parks.
Disney parks.
Everyone's favorite thing. All right, so I'm going to have you guess which is the older attraction.
Okay.
Blank or blank.
Got it.
Okay? So which is the older attraction? These are at Disneyland, these first couple.
Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean or Haunted Mansion? Which is older? Mace, you start.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay, let's go Andy.
Pirates.
Okay, John.
I'm going to take a shot. I'll say Haunted Mansion.
Okay, and Brian.
Pirates.
It is Pirates.
Pirates.
So John has none, everyone else has one.
Got it.
Okay, next one. This is again at Disneyland. Space Mountain or Splash Mountain? Space Mountain or Splash Mountain, which is older? Let's start with John.
I'm going to say, I think it's probably close. Space Mountain's older.
Okay, and Andy?
Splash.
Okay, Brian?
Splash Mountain.
Okay, and Mace?
Splash Mountain.
And it is Space Mountain.
Oh!
John's on the board.
Tie
Everyone
game.
has one. All right, tie game. All right, 3. Which is older? At Disneyland, Indiana Jones or the Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters? Indiana Jones or Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters? Let's start with Andy.
Buzz Lightyear.
Okay, Brian.
Indiana Jones.
And Mace.
The movie goes back to 81. I'll say Indiana Jones.
And John.
I'm thinking the same as Mace is. Indiana Jones is older, so I'll take Indiana Jones.
You are correct. It is Indiana Jones. And so everybody but Andy has 2.
I wasn't sure because I didn't think Indiana Jones began as a Disney property.
Yep.
So that's why I wasn't sure.
That was a little curveball, but it's okay. Number 4. Again, this is at Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Rise of the Resistance or Smuggler's Run? Which is older? Rise of the Resistance or Smuggler's Run? Brian.
Smuggler's Run.
Okay, Mace.
Smuggler's Run.
John.
And you want the older one? I'll go Smuggler's Run.
And Andy.
What is Smuggler's Run?
Oh, there you go.
So Smuggler's Run is the one where you're kind of sitting in the car and everyone has a position and there's like a pilot, a shooter, whatever. You got to walk through and you're sitting there and you're pressing buttons.
Okay, I'll take Rise of the Resistance or whatever.
It is Smuggler's
Okay,
Run, and
there
they're
you
only
go.
separated by a year, so they were pretty close. And so everyone has 3 except for Andy, who has 1.
Got it.
All right, next one is going to... These are all going to be at Disney World
Disney
now, okay?
World in Orlando, where Ireland is hanging out.
You would think I would give you an advantage,
You would
but
have
it
an
probably
advantage
won't.
here. Yes.
Probably won't. Which is older, Tom Sawyer Island or Hall of Presidents? Brian, Tom Sawyer Island or Hall of Presidents?
Hall of Presidents.
Okay, Mace,
They look so fake. I will go Hall of Presidents.
John,
President's been around forever. Hall of Presidents.
and Andy.
I feel like to catch up, I got to try to go opposite Tom Sawyer Island.
Sorry. That does not catch you up, and everyone else has 4, and Andy has 1.
I've used that strategy many times, Andy.
Again, separated by
Rarely
a year.
works.
All right, next one. Big Thunder Mountain or the Magic Carpets of Aladdin? Big Thunder Mountain or Magic Carpets of Aladdin? Mace.
Big Thunder Mountain.
Okay, John?
Big Thunder Mountain.
Andy?
Thunder Mountain.
And Brian.
Thunder Mountain.
All right, everybody got that one. Sorry, this is really easy.
Okay.
Okay.
As total guess. I mean, I've been to Disneyland once.
And
These are all Disney World.
And I've never been to Disney World.
all right, 7. Again, Disney World. Tower of Terror or Expedition Everest? Tower of Terror or Expedition Everest? Let's start with Mace.
I will go the Tower.
Okay, John.
Tower.
Andy.
Everest.
Oh, boy.
Brian.
Tower of Terror.
I've never felt more confident.
All right, 6 points for everybody but Andy.
6-1.
Oh,
Wow.
gosh. Okay.
This is like the Bulls-Laker game.
Okay, 8. Slinky Dog Dash or the Avatar Flight of Passage, which is older? Slinky Dog Dash or Avatar Flight of Passage? Let's go, John.
Well, didn't...
Did I mess up the order?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, didn't Avatar just come out?
Well, no, there was the original Avatar.
Oh, yeah.
Like the
Okay.
94 or
And
whatever
Slinky
that
Dog
was.
Dash is from Toy Story.
Oh, that helps. I'm going to say Avatar.
Okay, Andy?
Slinky Dog.
Brian?
I'll go Slinky Dog Dash.
I think Andy got this one. I'm going to go Slinky Dog.
It is Slinky Dog
Yes!
Dash! Okay, so...
Knocks me one back.
Yep, Mace and Brian are both tied, and John has one back. Andy has one. Sorry, two.
No, he got a second one, yeah.
How many are left?
2 more.
Okay.
So next up, Mickey's Runaway Railway. Sorry, I can't say that. Or Peter Pan's Flight. Mickey's Runaway Railway or Peter Pan's Flight. Let's go with Brian.
Peter Pan.
Okay, and Mason?
Peter Pan.
John?
Peter Pan.
And Andy?
Mickey.
It is Peter Pan.
The curse of Andy.
All right.
Well, I mean, I have no choice to get back into this thing.
All right, so this one, I have to go opposite of you guys. This is the last one, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Andy, I believe you're out. Once you miss 5, you're done.
Andy, though, barely was very close.
It was close. You were right in it until the end.
So this next one is Remy's Ratatouille Adventure or the Rock and Roller Coaster. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure or Rock and Roller Coaster. I'm going to go Mace first.
So tough. Ratatouille, Rock and Roller Coaster. I'm going to go Rock and Roller Coaster.
Okay, John?
You have to go the other.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, Brian has to go next.
Okay, Brian?
Rock and Roller Coaster.
And then John?
Okay, so then I go Remy.
Okay, and Andy, just want to throw a guess out there?
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Oh, God.
And Brian and Mace are right, and so they're tied.
It
All
goes
right.
to the tiebreaker.
We got a tie.
Mason is like reborn as a Game of Games player.
I have
don't even
decided.
recognize him anymore.
It's called effort, John. It's
There you
called
go. I'm
effort.
proud of you.
Yeah.
All right. How many people visit Walt Disney World annually? Walt Disney World, one in Orlando, only that one, annually.
Okay. Okay.
So it's just
I got
just
one.
Brian and
Yep.
Mace.
Yep.
What'd you write down, Brian?
1 billion.
Okay, and Mace?
75 million.
And Mace is closer. It is 58 million.
Mason again!
So Mace wins.
Hey, fantastic.
I know you've never won 2 months in a row.
No, never. Never.
You've got
This
a
is
really good chance.
Life begins at 60, Mace.
That's right.
There it is.
It's my
You've
6th
been
decade.
reborn.
Exactly. Would this be my 6th or my 7th decade?
What
You're
If you're
6th,
60,
right?
if you're 60,
Oh, no, because you started 0.
yeah,
so
you started
7th,
0. Yeah,
right?
it's my 7th decade.
Start of your
God,
7th decade.
That makes
That's
me feel
impressive
older all of a
on
sudden.
its own.
That makes me feel even older. By the way, did you see all the brother Chris Ward was making sure, John, that everybody was feeling
Yes.
really good on Friday night?
I feel so bad. I asked Chris to bring me some sleep gummies for this trip
Yes.
because I was out. And I went to the ATM on the way to your party.
Yep.
And then I was drinking. By the way, those Mason Manhattans were fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so I forgot to pay Chris, so I owe him money.
Yeah, you owe money. Wow.
I've already worked it out.
He
I'm
had
gonna pay
many
him when I
dogs.
get
I
back.
saw my mom with a blunt at the end of the night.
God
I'm like,
bless
what
her.
the hell is Donna doing?
Boy, and your aunt was there. And
Aunt Linda. Oh, my God, Stevie.
It was so fun.
Yeah,
like,
it
all
was-
your parties are fun, but I think this was as much fun as I've had at any of them.
Thanks,
I
man.
think part of it was, too, that we were cut off from COVID. Is that the first one since COVID?
First one since 2019. Yeah, pre-COVID.
So we hadn't done anything like that in a long time.
So there was pent-up demand.
Well, but that, and it's a tribute to you and your personality and to Juan in that you guys, I use the word eclectic a lot to describe your parties because in one corner, there's Scott McCarthy, our old boss, and in the other corner, there's Chris Ward. You
Yes,
know?
exactly.
It's
That's quite a scale.
Right, and I just kept running into people I was there from 8 to 10:30.
Yep.
And it was like a wedding. I never was bored for even 10 seconds.
It was so much. Thanks to everybody that was there. It really was a special night. I was so excited about it. And Juan has already agreed to more parties.
Yeah, I can see why. You did great. And you did not, the only thing I was disappointed about was you did not have a cake with your face on it.
Nope.
But you had plenty of other refreshments. You had donuts, which I thought was nice.
Yes.
You had pizzas, kept showing
chocolate
up at the house.
fountain.
How many people do you think at its peak were in there?
I would say there were, we estimate 150.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
It was a really fun
crowd. You got
crowd.
a good party house, too. That helps, too.
Yeah. All right, John, have a great call tonight. Lakers versus Orlando coming up for you, followed by USC women's basketball, followed by Trojans Live with Lincoln Riley. All that stuff is coming up. Is this the out time? Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey, guys, it's Cap. Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and the damage is severe. Now it feels like your insurance company is turning on you. They won't approve a replacement living arrangement, and the adjuster leaves you in the lurch. Take a breath and call Avner Gatt, one of Southern California's largest public adjuster firms. Avner Gatt knows how to fight back when your insurance company makes you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope of getting into your home and getting it all back together. With decades of experience and a passion for helping people, Avner and his family take the call themselves. So whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is, you call Avner Gatt today at 818-917-5256, or you go to avnergatt.com. It's 818-917-5256 or avnergatt.com. You call, Avner answers, he says hello. Your claim is our game, avnergatt.com.